as paper number 20586. Paper number 20586. Now question numbers 1 to 6. Now these questions are based on row arrangement. How many persons are there? There are 8 persons. And who are those 8 persons? F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M are seated in a straight line, but not necessarily in the same order. And only 3 of them are facing south. Now in this one information specifically given, 3 of them are facing south and the remaining 5 are facing towards north, isn't it? Then condition number 1. Now in the first one, F sits out to the right of L and F sits alone of the extreme ends of the line, as F sits at an extreme end of the line, isn't it? As F sits at an extreme end of the line, how many persons are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in total. Now among these 8 persons, F is at an extreme end of the line. F can be either at this extreme or what is the second possibility? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F can be here. Isn't it? There are 2 possibilities for this F. Only 3 of them are facing south. F sits out to the right of L. As F is seated out to the right of L and F is at an extreme end, L must be here. Isn't it? Now in case 1, L will be here, and in case 2, L will be here. Between F and L, there must be exactly 2 persons. Now F sits alone at the right and F sits out to the right of L. As F is seated out to the right of L, in case 1, L must be towards south. Then only F sits out to the right of L is possible. And in the next case here, in the second case, this L must be facing towards north. Then F will be out to the right. F sits out to the right of L. Only 2 people between L and I. How many persons are in between L and I? 2 people. Hence, I must be here in this case. And in this case, I must be here. Second from the left row or second from the right. And only 2 people between L and I. Both the immediate neighbors of I faces south. Immediate neighbors of I faces south in both the cases. Now in this one also, immediate neighbors of I faces south. Then G sits second to the left of M. G is seated second to the left of whom? G is seated second to the left of M. M is not an immediate neighbor of L. As M is not an immediate neighbor of L, M cannot be here and M cannot be here. M is not an immediate neighbor of L. As M is not an immediate neighbor of L, now tell me whether M or G can be at this place, at the second place. No. Why? If M or G is at this place, then in the next place, L and the other person must be here, because between these 2, there must be exactly 1 person. Hence, M and G cannot be here, M cannot be here, M cannot be here, and M cannot be here. Hence, what are the possibilities here? G and M must be in these 2 places only. Now, in this one, now these 2 persons are facing towards south, out of which G sits second to the left of M, then M will be here and G will be here. Then only G sits second to the left of M is valid. And at the same time, now this M is not seated adjacent to whom? M is not seated adjacent to L. Hence, M cannot be in these 2 places. And M cannot be here as well, because if M is here, then G and L must be in the same place. Hence, M cannot be here. Now, these 2 persons are facing towards south and G sits second to the left of M. Hence, G must be here and M must be here. Done with this? Then G sits second to the left of M. M is not an immediate neighbor of L. The next one, people seated at the extreme ends face opposite directions. Now these extreme ends faces opposite directions. In case 1, one of the persons at the extreme end is G. Now the G is facing south. Now the other person who is at the other extreme must be facing towards north, that is F. Now in this one, M is facing towards south, hence F must be towards north. And people at the extreme ends face different directions, and immediate neighbors of J faces north. Immediate neighbors of J faces north. Now tell me whether J can be here at this place or not. J cannot be here, because immediate neighbors of J, both the immediate neighbors of J are facing towards south, hence J cannot be here. And J cannot be here as well, because if J is here, one of the immediate neighbors of J is L, that person is facing towards south, which is ruled out, hence J must be here. If J is here, this person must be facing towards north, isn't it? Immediate neighbors of J, Both the immediate neighbors of j faces north. Both the immediate neighbors of j faces north. Now, what about the direction of this j? J must be towards north. Why it is north here? Because in the information clearly specified only 3 persons are facing south. As of now, L, M and G are facing south, and all the remaining persons must be facing towards north pole, and all the remaining persons towards north. Then coming to this one, and both the immediate neighbors of j faces north. As immediate neighbors of j are facing towards north, j cannot be at this place. J can be either here or j can be here. There are two possibilities for this j, isn't it? As there are two possibilities for this j, now the next one. As there are two possibilities for this j, j is not an immediate neighbor of f, hence j cannot be here. As j cannot be here, j must be here, isn't it? And both the immediate neighbors of j are facing towards north means, no, this L is facing north and another person, this person is also facing towards north. And now, sir, both the j is not an immediate neighbor of f, but whereas in the first case what happened here, f and j are adjacent to each other. Hence, this case is completely ruled out. Now, we are left with only one case. And h is seated second to the right of j. As h is seated second to the right of j, h cannot be in this place, hence h must be here. If h is here and this j must be facing towards south, then only h will be second to the right of j. Now, sir, as of now, how many persons are facing towards south? 3 persons are facing south. And who are those 3 persons? J, M and G are the persons facing towards south. As 3 persons are facing towards south, the remaining 5 persons must be towards north. And who are those persons? Now, starting from where? Starting from F, G, H. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. And this K is facing towards north. And all the remaining persons, this H and I, are also facing towards north. Clear now? This is how these 8 persons are seated in a row. And among these 8, 3 are facing towards south and 5 are facing towards north. Then question number 1. Who among the following sits to the immediate right of H? H, who among the following sits to the immediate right of H? Tell me L. L, that is choice 4. Then coming to question number 2. Who among the following sitting at the extreme end of the line faces south? Extreme end of the line, M and F are. Now between these two, who is facing south? M is facing south, that is given in choice 5. Then question number 3. What is the position of M with respect to L? Position of M with respect to L, L is facing towards north, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth left. Now fourth to the left, that is given in choice 5. Then question number 4. Based on the given arrangement, which of the following is true with respect to K? Which is true with respect to K? No one sits to the right of K is false because there is one person seated to the right of K. And K sits to the immediate right of F, K is to the immediate left of F. And third one, K is one of the immediate neighbors of H, that is also false. And choice 5, only one person between K and L, that is definitely true. Then what is the answer here? Question number 4, it is choice 5. Then coming to question number 5, in which of the following pairs are both the persons facing south? Yes, tell me who are the persons facing south? M and G. And next one, G and J. G and J is the information given. Hence, it is given in choice 3. Then question number 6 is also based on this one. Who among the following sit exactly between L and I? Yes, who are the persons between L and I? G and H are the persons, that is given in choice 2. Now this is about question numbers 1 to 6, the first set. Then question number 7. Now 7 onwards, 7 and 8. Now these two questions are based on inequalities. Now the relation between Z and U. U is here and Z is here. Now U is in the first statement and Z is in the second statement. Then tell me which letter is common between the first and the second statements. U, M, K, P and K is common. Now the relation between U and K can be written as U lesser than or equals to K and Y and the next one Z and K lesser than or equals to Z. Now U lesser than or equals to K, K lesser than or equals to Z. Hence, U lesser than or equals to Z is definitely true. U lesser than or equals to Z is true. Z greater than or equals to U is also true. Hence, what is the answer here? Conclusion 1 definitely follows. Then coming to the second conclusion. Now the relation between P and Y. And P and Y, which letter is common here? K is the letter which is common. Now K greater than or equals to P. And next one, Y greater than or equals to K means Y greater than or equals to K. Y greater than or equals to K, K greater than or equals to P. That is Y greater than or equals to P. That means P lesser than or equals to Y. As P lesser than or equals to Y, that is given in conclusion 2. Both the conclusions follow. Choice 1 is the answer. Question number 7, it is choice 1. Then coming to question number 8. Now in this 8th one, now the relation between D and M. M is here, D is here. Now the element M and D, this is greater than and this is lesser than, two opposite symbols between these two letters M and D, and the first conclusion does not follow, isn't it? Then coming to the second one, the relation between U and H. U is here and H is here. What is the letter which is common? S is common. U lesser than S, S lesser than H. U lesser than S, S lesser than H. And which letter is common? The symbol which is common is lesser than. U lesser than H is definitely true. Only 2 follows. Only 2, and it is given in choice 4. Hence question number 8, it is choice 4. Then question number 9 onwards. Now in this question number 9, how is U related to P? How is U related to P? It is based on data sufficiency. This is how to represent the data. Now we need to find out the relation of U, isn't it? How is U related to P? And the question mark is at U only. J is the father of P. J is the father of P can be written like this. J is a male and belongs to the N is the father and comes into the first generation. And J is the father of P, and J is the son of U. Now this J himself is the son of U. Hence U can be either male or female. As of now the gender is not known. And Q is the brother-in-law of U. Q is the brother-in-law of U. Q is the brother-in-law of U means, now that means use spouses, brother, isn't it? No. Q is the brother-in-law. Now this Q, whatever this Q, Q is the brother-in-law of U means use spouses, brother is Q, or use sisters, husband can be Q. How many possibilities for this U and Q? There are 2 possibilities. Brother-in-law means, what is brother-in-law? And brother-in-law can be described in 2 different forms. What are those 2? One is spouse's brother and another one is sister's husband. Now use spouse's brother could be Q, or use sister's husband could be Q. Hence, Q is the brother-in-law of U. N is the only sibling of Q. N is the only sibling of Q. As N is the only sibling of Q, either N can be here. N is the only sibling, either N can be here or N can be somewhere here. And again, now in the entire information, there is no information regarding the gender of this U, hence 1 alone is not sufficient. Then coming to the next one, J is the only son of N. Now J is the only son of N doesn't mean that this J is the only child. Son is only one. Daughters could be N number. And S is the daughter-in-law of N. S is the daughter-in-law of N. Daughter-in-law means son's wife. Now, as J is the only son, and this S must be the wife of J only. Done with this? And P is the daughter of S. P is the daughter of S, and N is married to. N is married to. N is married to. Then what is your answer here? Yes, tell me. Now here also the gender of U is not known. Now by combining these 2 also the gender of U cannot be identified. Now here also N and U are married couple, isn't it? As N and U are married couple, hence this case is ruled out. As this case is ruled out, but whereas now N is the only sibling of Q. But whereas what about the gender of this N, that is not clearly known, isn't it? And J is the only son of N, and S is the daughter-in-law of N means S will be somewhere here, wife of this, and P is the daughter of this person, and N is married to. Hence in both, by combining these 2 also, we could not able to determine the gender of this U. Hence this U could be, what is the relation of this U? U could be either the grandfather or the grandmother, grandfather or grandmother to P. Hence both the statement is not sufficient. Choice 1 is the answer. Question number 9. Then 10th one. What about this question number 10 here? Now 10th one. 5 people A, B, C, and E were born in different months of the same year, namely Feb, March, June, July, November, and who among them is the youngest? Youngest means now we need to identify the person who was born in the month of November, isn't it? Now Feb, as all these persons born in the same year, Feb, March, June, Feb, March, June, Feb, March, June, July and November. Feb, March, June, July and November. Now among these 5, A, B, C, D, and E were born in 5 different months of the same year, Feb, March, June, July, November. Who among them is the youngest? Now we need to find out the person who is the youngest, that is comes at the last place. Then youngest means born in the month of November. And C was born in a month which is having more than 30 days. And C born in the month which is having more than 30 days. How many possibilities do we have? We have some 2 possibilities. What are those 2 possibilities? C could be either in the month of March or in the month of July. Now C can be either here or C can be here. There are 2 possibilities for this one. And next, only one person between C and D. As only one person between C and D, D will be here, and in this case D will be here. Only one person between C and D. And both A and E were born in a month after D. Both A and E. As both A and E were born in the month after D, hence this case is completely ruled out. Isn't it? Because there must be 2 persons after this D. In the first case, D himself is in the month of July. There is only 1 month after this one. Isn't it? Hence D and C. And both A and E were born after D. If A is here, E will be here. Or if A is here, E will be here. Isn't it? Then, what about this one? If the question is about who is the eldest, we can able to identify. But where the question is about who is the youngest, either A can be the youngest or E can be the youngest. And how many possibilities do we have? 2 possibilities. Hence, 1 alone is not sufficient. Then coming to condition number 2. Now, in this condition number 2, B is the oldest. As B is the oldest, clearly specified. And only one person was born between B and A. Hence, A will be in the month of June. And D was born in one of the months before A. And D was born in one of the months before A. Hence, D will be here. Done with this one? Then what about this? Either C or E can be here or C or E can be here. Hence, 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is not sufficient. With the help of 2 alone, either C or E, and with the help of 1 alone, either A or E. Then, what should we do here? Then by combining these 2. If you combine these 2, then now, sir, A must be in the month of June, hence E cannot be here, hence E will be here. Then what is the answer here? E is the youngest. Then we got the answer by using both the statements, hence choice 5 is the answer. The data in both the statements are required to answer the question. Question number 10, choice 5. Then 11 onwards. Now question number 11. Now 11th one, 6 people are seated in 2 parallel rows containing 3 people each. 6 people in 2 parallel rows, 3 people in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now in row 1, L, M and N are seated and all of them are facing south. Now in row 1. Now who are the persons? L, M and N. And in row 2, P, Q and R are the persons and they are facing towards north. And therefore in the given seating arrangement, each member seated in a row faces another member of the row. Then who amongst L, M and N faces P? Now the question is about what? Who among them faces P is the question, isn't it? Then condition number 1, L sits at one of the extreme ends of the row. As L is seated at one of the extreme ends of the row, L can be either here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, L can be here as well. There are 2 possibilities for this L. Either L can be at the left extreme or at the right extreme. And L is not an immediate neighbor of N, hence N will be here and N will be here. Then who is the person at the center? M must be at the center. As M is at the center, then and L is not an immediate neighbor of N, N faces one of the immediate neighbors of P. As N faces one of the immediate neighbors of P, N faces the immediate neighbor of P, hence P must be here. And here also N faces one of the immediate neighbors of P, P will be here, because the person who is facing N is here and this person is adjacent to P. The person who is facing N is here, that person will be adjacent to P. Then with the help of this one, how many possibilities do we have? We have some 2 possibilities. Though there are 2 possibilities, but whereas in both the possibilities we are getting the same answer. What is the same answer we are getting here? M is opposite to P, isn't it? Hence, what is the answer here? 1 alone is sufficient or not? 1 alone is sufficient to determine the person who is opposite to P. Hence, as of now, 1 alone is sufficient. Then coming to the next one, again 3 persons are there. Now 3 persons are there, and R sits to the immediate left of P. R is to the immediate left of P. How many possibilities do we have? R sits to the immediate left of P. This is one possibility, and the second possibility, R sits to the immediate left of P. If R and P are here, then who is the other person left over? PQR. Hence Q will be at this place and Q will be at this place. And R sits to the immediate left of P. Q faces N. Now this Q is facing N, this Q is facing N, Q faces N, and L sits to the right of M. L is to the right of M. As L is to the right of M, here also L is to the right of M because these persons are facing towards south. And towards their right hand side is towards our left hand side. Then what is answer here? Then who is facing M here? Now M and P and M are opposite to each other. Here also P and M are opposite. Though the position is different, but whereas the question is not about the position. The question is about what? Who is facing P. Yes, who is facing P here? M is facing P. Hence, are we getting the same answer or not? Hence, 1 alone is sufficient, 2 alone is sufficient, each statement alone is sufficient, and it is given in choice data either in statement 1 alone, 2 alone, that is choice 3. Question number 11, choice 3. Then 12th one, among cars J, K, L, M, N and O. How many cars are there? In total we have some 6 cars. J, K, L, M, N and O, each moving at a different speed. Which is the fastest? Now the question is about the fastest car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Among these 6, which is the fastest car? Then, which is the fastest car if you observe here? Now condition number 1. Now in condition number 1, O is faster than only 2 cars. As O is faster than only 2 cars, O must be at the 4th place. O is faster than only 2 cars. N is faster than both J and O. N is faster than both J and O. N is faster than both J and O, but not the fastest. But N is not the fastest, isn't it? Hence, N can be either at the 2nd place or N can be at the 3rd place, isn't it? And N is before J and O. N is before J and O, and but not the fastest. And L is neither the fastest nor the slowest. Now, L cannot be the fastest nor the slowest, hence L cannot be in these 2 places. As L cannot be in these 2 places, then what is the possibility here? And the question is about what? And the question is about which is the fastest? The first one. L cannot be the fastest, N cannot be the fastest, and J and O cannot be the fastest. And which can be the fastest here? Now, see, if you observe here, N cannot be the fastest, and at the same time, L cannot be the fastest, J cannot be the fastest, and O cannot be the fastest. And among these, J, K, L, M, N. And which can be the fastest here? Either K or M can be the fastest. Here also K or M can be the fastest. Are you following this one or not? Because there is no information about these 2 at all. Then coming to condition number 2. Now in this condition number 2, what is information given here? Then L is faster than both J and N. L is faster than both J and N. O is faster than J. O is faster than J. O is faster than J but slower than N. But slower than N. O is faster than J but slower than N. L must be before these 2, isn't it? L must be before this J and N. Then L is faster than both J and N. Next one, O is faster than J and but slower than N. Neither L nor M is the fastest. L cannot be the fastest and M cannot be the fastest. As L cannot be the fastest, now in total how many are there? J, K, L, M, N are the 5. Now with the help of this one, N, O and J are cannot be the fastest because they are after this L only. Hence, N cannot be J, K, L, M, N, O. J, K, L, M, N, O are the 6, out of which L, N, O, J. N, O, L, J cannot be the fastest, isn't it? Cannot be the fastest because L, N, O, J are here. And at the same time, neither L nor M is the fastest. Either neither L nor M. Then what is left over here? Finally, K is left over. Hence, which is the fastest here? K is the first. Are you getting the answer or not? Yes, whether you have followed this one or shall I explain once again? Now in this one, hence what is the answer here? Only 2 alone is sufficient. Only 2 alone, that is choice 5. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the question is about which is the fastest, and tell me what are the cars here. J, K, L, M, N, O are the 6 cars. J, K, L, M, N, O are the 6 cars, isn't it? Now coming to condition number 2. L is faster than, this L is faster than J as well as N. As L is faster than J and N, this J and N are after this L. As J and N are after this L, J and N cannot be the fastest. Are you agreeing this one or not? Because L is before this one. And the J and N are must be after this L. Hence, J and N cannot be the fastest. Next one. And O is faster than J. Whatever this O is faster than J but slower than N. O is faster than J but slower than N. Hence, O and J are after this N. Hence, O and J cannot be the fastest, isn't it? Then neither L nor M is the fast. N cannot be the fastest, M cannot be the fastest. Then finally what is left over here? K is the only car which is the fastest. Okay? And this is through the elimination process. And rather than here, our main objective is not to arrange these 6. Our main objective is what? To find out the car which is the fastest. Clear now? Hence only 2 element is sufficient, that is choice 5, question number 12. Then 13th one. Now in question number 13, question number 13, now the question is about what? 6 people live on 6 different floors, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. 6 persons staying on 6 different floors. And the question is about what? These are the 6 persons. Who are the 6 persons? Tell me. C, D, E, F, G and H. C to H are the 6 persons staying on 6 different floors of an apartment. The lowermost floor of the building is numbered 1 and so on. Then who lives below, immediately below G? Now the question is about what? Who is the person who is living immediately before this G? Then condition number 1. F lives on an even number floor but not on the top. F lives on an even number floor but not on the top. Hence F cannot be on the 6th floor, but whereas F can be either on the 2nd floor or on the 4th floor. How many possibilities are there? There are 2 possibilities. And but not on the topmost floor. Only 2 people live between D and F. As only 2 people live between D and F, D will be in the on the 1st floor in case 1 and D will be on the 5th floor in case 2. And E lives immediately below D. E is immediately below D. Now in this case E lives immediately below D is not at all possible. Hence D, E and F. Now the question is about what? The question is about and who stays immediately below G. If G is here, D will be immediately. If G is here, F will be immediately. If G is here, there is no person immediately below this one. Hence how many different possibilities? More than 1. Hence 1 alone is not sufficient. Then coming to the second one, D lives on an odd number floor. As D lives on an odd number floor, this D can be either 1, 3 or 5. Only 3 people between D and H. If D is here, 1, 2, 3, between D and H there are exactly 3 persons. Then tell me whether D can be on the 3rd floor? No. If D is on the 3rd floor, 3 persons between D and H is not possible. Then what is the other possibility for this D and H? D and H can be either on the 1st floor and the 5th floor in any order. And only 3 people between D and H. Only 1 person between D and C. 1 person between D and C, C will be here. 1 person between D and C, C will be here. Isn't it? Now in this one, now DCH and HCD. Here also we cannot able to find out the person who is the immediate, isn't it? Staying immediately below this one, G. And if G is here, D can be here. G is here, C will be here. If G is here, H will be here. Or if G is here, H, G is here, C, G is here, D. Hence you are having n number of possibilities. Then by combining these 2. If you combine these 2, now what is the final arrangement we have here? D, E and F, isn't it? As D, E and F. Now let us include condition number 2 in this one, because here we are having only one possibility. Then in this one, D, E and F. Then what about condition number 2? D lives on an odd number floor, that is fine. And only 3 people between D and H, 3 people between D and H, and H will be here, isn't it? Only 1 person lives between D and C. Only 1 person between D and C, C will be here. Then finally who is the person left over? G. And who is immediately below this G? D. Hence are we getting the answer or not? Only one answer, isn't it? Hence how do we got the answer? By combining these 2 statements we got the answer. Data in both the statements 1 and 2 together are necessary, that is choice 3. Question number 13, choice 3 is the answer. Then 14th one. Now question number 14 onwards, what is the information here? 7 persons, 7 friends, namely A, B, C, D, E, F and G visit 7 different cities, isn't it? And from Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday, on the weekdays, Monday, and this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. In total we have some 7 persons. Now these 7 persons, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and these persons visited 7 different places. 7 different places. Now we need to find out the person who visited to which city on which day, isn't it? Then condition number 1. In order to identify this one, first go through the conditions clearly. Now C visits a city on Friday. Whatever this C visits a city on Friday, hence C will be here. and only one person between C and the one who visits Jhansi. C and the one who visits Jhansi, there is only one person, hence Jhansi can be either on Wednesday or can be on Sunday. Hence, as there is the second possibility here, now I am starting with the second possibility simultaneously. Clear now? Now only one person between C and the one who visits Jhansi. And next one, only 3 people visit between the one who visits Jhansi and E. 3 persons between Jhansi and E, hence E will be here, and 3 persons between Jhansi and E, E will be here. Only 3 persons between Jhansi and E. The one who visits Surat visits immediately before E. Surat is immediately before E. In case 1, Surat must be on Saturday. Now this is case 1 and this is case 2. And in case 2, this Surat, the person who visits Surat must be on Tuesday. Done with this one? Surat is on Tuesday. Then only 2 people visit between G and the one who visits Kanpur. Between G and Kanpur, there must be exactly 1, and G visits after the one who visits Kanpur. Hence Kanpur, after this Kanpur, there are how many persons between these two? And there are 2 persons, only 2 people. Only 2 people, G will be here. Isn't it? Kanpur and this one, this is the possibility. Now tell me whether G can be at this place or not. If G is here, 1, 2 Kanpur must be here, which is not possible. And G cannot be here. And can G be here? G cannot be here, cannot be here, cannot be here. And so G must be where? G must be here. If G is here, Kanpur must be here. Are you following or not? Only 2 people between G and Kanpur. And similarly here again, only 2 people between G and Kanpur. If G is at this place, if G is at this place, G is at this place, 1, 2 Kanpur can be here, isn't it? Or if G is at this place, Kanpur can be here. Hence, how many possibilities for this one? G at this place, Kanpur can be here. Or if G is here, G here not possible, G here, whether it is possible or not, G is here, 1, 2 Kanpur can be here, isn't it? G here, 1, 2 Kanpur can be here. Clear now? Only 2 people visits between the one who visits Surat visits immediately before E, and only 2 people visits between G and the one who visits Kanpur, and G visits after the one who visits Kanpur. G visits after the one who visits Kanpur. Hence, in this one, these 2 cases are ruled out, isn't it? G visits after the one who visits Kanpur. If the person Kanpur is here, then G will be here. Kanpur is here, G will be here. Or if Kanpur is here, G will be here. Hence, how many possibilities for this here? Kanpur and G, there are only 2 possibilities. 2 persons between G and Kanpur. Next one. And the one who visits Kanpur neither visits on Wednesday nor Thursday. Kanpur is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Hence, in this second case, what happens here? Kanpur cannot be here, and Kanpur cannot be here. And these 2 possibilities for Kanpur is ruled out, and Kanpur cannot be in any of the remaining places. Isn't it? If Kanpur is here, then G must be Kanpur. And if Kanpur is here, G will be here. Isn't it? There is a possibility or not? Kanpur and G. Next one. If Kanpur cannot be in these 2 places, and if Kanpur cannot be in this one. Hence, Kanpur can be on Monday. Kanpur is here, and only 2 persons between Kanpur and G. The one who visits Kanpur neither visits on Wednesday nor Thursday. Neither Wednesday nor Thursday, that's again taken care of. And B visits immediately before F. What about this B? B is immediately before F. Now this B and F must be together. As B and F must be together, B and F can be Monday, Tuesday. Now in this case, now Tuesday, Wednesday. Now in the first case, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And in the second case, Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday and Sunday. There are 2 possibilities in each of these 2 cases. And B visits immediately before F. B does not visit Kanpur. As B does not visit Kanpur, B cannot be here. As B cannot be here, hence B must be here. If B is here, F will be here. That is in case 1. Then coming to this one, B and F, where can this B and F be? Saturday and Sunday. Because B cannot be, B is not visiting Kanpur. Hence, this is B and this is F, B and F. Then, B does not visit Kanpur. Next one. Only 2 people visits between B and the one Patiala. How many persons between B and Patiala? There are exactly 2. Only 2 persons B and Patiala. Where should this Patiala? The person from Patiala must be on Wednesday, Patiala. And only 2 people between B and Patiala, hence Patiala must be on Friday. Only 2 people between B and Patiala. D visits on one of the days before the one Patiala. D is before the one visits Patiala, but not on Tuesday. Hence D is not on Tuesday. isn't it? Before Patiala, D is not on Tuesday, and D visits on one of the days before the one who visits is Patiala. D before the one who visits Patiala but not on Tuesday, D must be here. Now in this case, where should this D be? D before this Patiala but not on Tuesday, D will be here. Done with this one? Then only two people between D and the one who visits Mumbai. D and Mumbai, there must be exactly two persons, and so Mumbai must be on Thursday. Now in this one also Mumbai must be on Thursday. Mumbai must be on Thursday. Only two people between D and Mumbai. A visits immediately before the one who visits Lucknow. A is immediately before the one who visits Lucknow. A must be here, and this person must be Lucknow. And in this case, A must be here, but whereas A is immediately before Lucknow is ruled out because A is immediately before Patiala. And the second case is completely ruled out. Till the last statement, both the cases are valid, intact. But whereas with the help of the last statement, one of the cases is invalid, finally we are left with only one case. Then what is the city left over here? Kanpur and Delhi. Hence, B visits Delhi on Tuesday. Now, this is about question numbers. Now, question numbers 14 onwards, 14 to 18. Now, question number 14, 4 of the following 5. 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way. That means it is nothing but an odd man out. Now, in this odd man out, G Monday. What happened to this one? G and Monday? G Monday. Between G and Monday, how many persons are there? There are 2 persons. And F and Saturday. F and Saturday, how many persons are there? Again, there are 2 persons. And B and Friday. B and Friday, again, there are 2 persons. E and Thursday. E and Thursday, again, there are 2 persons. And C and Wednesday. And C Wednesday, there is only 1 person. And so, what is your answer here? Except choice 5. In the remaining, between this person and the day, there are exactly 2 persons, but whereas here there is only 1 person. Hence, question number 14, choice 5. Next one, 15. Which of the following cities does F visits? F visits which city here? F visits Jhansi, and Jhansi, and what is the choice for this Jhansi here? F visits Jhansi, that is given in choice 5. Now, F visits Jhansi, that is choice 5 is the answer. Clear? Choice 5 is the answer. Then next one, question number 16. Now, in this question number 16, and as per the given arrangement, D is related to the one who visits Jhansi. D is related to the one who visits Jhansi. D and Jhansi, between D and Jhansi, there is exactly 1 person, isn't it? And in a certain way, C is related to the one who visits Lucknow. C and Lucknow, and C and Lucknow, there is exactly 1 person. In the same way, to which of the following G is related? Now, G is related to the one who visits G is the one who visits to Surat. Surat, that is given in choice. Choice, please, choice 3. Done with this one, question number 16, it is choice 17. Now, 17, who among the following visits Delhi? Yes, tell me who is the person visiting Delhi here? B. B, that is given in choice 3. And question number 18. Now, which of the following is true about A? And what is true about A here? A visits on Saturday is definitely true, that is choice 1. A visits on Saturday, that is choice 1. Question number 18, choice 1 is the answer. Now, this is about question numbers 14 to 18. Done with this? Then 19 onwards, question number 19. What is there in this question number 19? Again, coded inequalities. Now, question number 19, any answer to this one? Which of the following expressions will definitely true? If the expression j greater than n, definitely true. As tell me what is the conclusion that can be definitely drawn. Now, L greater than j, is it true or false? Between L and j greater than or equals to L, but whereas j greater than or equals to L means L is lesser than or equals to j, but whereas here L greater than j is false. Now, the relation between P and L. Between L and P, there are 2 opposite symbols and there is no relation between these 2. And J and M, whatever this one, J and M, J is greater than M, definitely true. Then what is the answer here? 19, it is choice 4. Then question number 20. Now, the relation between P and R. Now, the relation between P and R, one is lesser than, another one is greater than, isn't it? Hence, no relation can be established between these 2. And the next one, the relation between R and U. R and U are lesser than or equals to S, S equals to U, which implies that R lesser than or equals to U, definitely true. And what is the answer here? Only 2 follows. Now this is about question number 20. Then 21st, and definitely true. L greater than B as well as P lesser than or equals to S, definitely be true. Now L greater than B between B and L, between B and L, L must be greater than B. There is one lesser than here between B and L. In order to get L greater than B, tell me what is the symbol that has to be replaced. If you replace equal to, it is fine, isn't it? Because there is one lesser than, that is equal. And next one, if there is equal to between this one, that is okay. Or lesser than is there, that is again okay. Lesser than or equals to there, then also it is okay, isn't it? Then regarding L and B. And regarding P and S, now between P and S, if there is lesser than, it cannot happen. And so what is your answer here? Either equal to or lesser than or equals to, that is choice 1 is the answer. Done with this? Now this is about question number 21, choice 1. Then 22 to 26. Now in this question numbers 22 to 26, what is the information here? Input is given. How many elements are there in this input? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in total 12 elements. And how many steps are there? 6 steps are there. 12 elements are there and 6 steps are there, which implies that in each step exactly 2 elements are being arranged. In each step exactly 2 elements are arranged. 34, 62, module, collect 29, sample and so on. Then step 6. Then what is there in this step 6 here? Collect module now and 34, 29, 12, urgent today's sample 62, 87, 98, isn't it? Then CMN, all these words are what? All these words, the words which are started with the consonants are arranged in the, isn't it? It's not about the consonants, CMN, the ascending order, next one. And the next 3 are what? Next 3 are in the descending order. CMN are in the ascending order, next one, next 3 are in the descending order. And similarly here, now in this 34, 29 and 12. Now 34, 29 and 12, what is the relation among these numbers here? 34, 29 and 12 and 62, 87, 98. Now in this one, these 3 numbers are in the descending order and these 3 numbers are in the ascending order. Clear now? Then how these elements were arranged? Now 12 is coming to the first place, that means the least number is coming to the first place and the highest word urgent arranged at the last place. And in the further steps, what happens here? 12 is shifted to the next position, isn't it? Second position in step 2 and to the third position in step 3, fourth position in step 4, step 5 and step 6. And similarly here, now this urgent has been shifted to 11th position and 10th position, 9th position, 8th position and 7th position, isn't it? And in the further steps, these elements, all these elements, if you observe here, CMN 34, 29, 12, CMN 34, 29, 12. That means all these elements are arranged at the first place and once they were arranged at the first place, they will be shifted to the next position. And similarly here again, urgent today's sample, if you observe here, urgent today's sample 62, urgent today's sample 62, 87, 98. Now again, these elements are arranged at the last place, they are shifted to the left hand side. Clear now? Can you work out these questions? And this is about question numbers 22 to 26. Then 27 onwards. Now question numbers 27 to 32, what is the information here? 8 persons P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and W are seated around a circular table and facing the center. 8 persons are there and they are seated around a circular table facing the center with equal distance between each other but not necessarily in the same order. And each one of them is of a different age. Now what are the parameters here? Circular table facing the center and they belongs to different ages were given. Now as all these 8 persons are facing towards the center, what is the first information here? P sits out to the right of the 10-year-old person, isn't it? Now P sits out to the right of the boy who is 10-year-old. If this person is 10-year-old, P sits out to the right. P sits out to the right of the 10-year-old. Only one person between P and W. As only one person between P and W, how many possibilities we have? 1, that is in the clockwise, and what is the second possibility? Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 10-year-old boy is here and P will be here and one person between P and W, W can be here. Either W is second to the left of P or second to the right of P. Then only one person between P and W, only 3 people between W and 80-year-old. And only 3 people between W and 80-year-old means among these 8 persons, 3 persons in between is nothing but they are opposite to each other, hence 8-year-old boy must be here. Now in this case 8-year-old boy must be here. Only 3 persons between W and 80-year-old, only one person between 8-year-old and the one who is older than him. One person between 80-year-old and older than him. What are the ages given here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there is only one person between 80-year-old. Only one person is between 8-year-old and the one older than him. That means one person between 8 and a 9-year-old. Older than this 8-year-old, 9-year-old and 10-year-old. And out of his 10-year-old, what happens? 10-year-old is already here. As 10-year-old is already here, there is only one person, and that one person between 8 and the older than that person, hence 9-year-old can be either here or here. Are you following this one or not? And similarly here, as 8 is here, 9 can be either here or 9 can be here. There are 2 possibilities to this 9. And P's age is less than 8. As P's age is less than 8, P cannot be here. As P cannot be here, P cannot be 9-year-old, and this person must be 9-year-old. And P's age is less than 8 years and is not the youngest. And P is not the youngest means P cannot be 3-year-old. P cannot be 3-year-old, isn't it? And is not the youngest. The next one. And V sits second to the left of 5-year-old. V sits second to the left of 5-year-old. If 5-year-old is here, then V will be here, that is one part. Or if 5-year-old is here, V will be here, isn't it? Or if 5-year-old is here, then V will be here, and so on. And so many possibilities we have? Or 5-year-old is here, V will be here. Hence we have a number of possibilities. V sits second to the left of 5-year-old. Neither P nor the immediate neighbor of P are 5-year-old. Neither P cannot be 5-year-old and P cannot be 5-year-old, and the same time the immediate neighbors of whom? And the immediate neighbors, neither P nor the immediate neighbors of P are 5-year-old. Hence 5-year-old cannot be here and 5-year-old can. Then these 3 persons cannot be 5-year-old. Hence 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here. And apart from this one, who also cannot be 5-year-old? W is not 5-year-old. Hence W is not 5-year-old, and this person is also not 5-year-old. Now in this case, 5-year-old cannot be in any one of these 4 places, and 5-year-old cannot be here because this person is 10-year-old, and this person cannot be 5-year-old, this person cannot be 5-year-old. Then what is the only possibility left over here? 5-year-old must be in between 8 and 9. Are you following this one or not? Isn't it? Now again in this one, P, W and this 5-year-old cannot be in any one of these 4 places, and cannot be in these 2 places, in these 3 places as well. Hence this 5-year-old must be here. If 5-year-old is here, then V will be here. Done with these cases? Now we have done with this 5-year-old and P as well. Then next one. As what is the other information given here? 5-year-old and V. And the next information regarding this one is, and only 2 people between V and R. How many persons are in between V and R? Exactly 2 persons in between V and R. As 2 persons between V and R. Now where is this V? V is at this place. As 2 persons in between V and R, clockwise is not possible, W is already here, and this R must be at this place. R is 9-year-old. And 2 persons between V and R. Now 2 people between V and R can be either here or R can be here, isn't it? Hence there are 2 possibilities, and out of which, and only 2 people, and R is not 80-year-old. As R is not 80-year-old, hence this R must be where? R must be 9-year-old. Clear now? R is 9-year-old. In both the cases, R will be 9-year-old. Next one, only 2 people, and Q is not an immediate neighbor of, Q is an immediate neighbor of both 3 and 7. Q is adjacent to both 3 and 7. As Q is adjacent to both 3 and 7, now tell me where should this Q be? Can Q be at this place? Now, what are the possibilities for this Q? Q can be either here or here, isn't it? And next one, or here and here. Now, among these, tell me whether Q can be at this place? No, because this Q must be adjacent to whom? Adjacent to 3 and 5, 3 and 7. As Q is adjacent to 3 and 5, Q cannot be 10-year-old, and Q cannot be 5-year-old because 8 and 9 are adjacent to this one. And next one, and Q cannot be 80-year-old because 5 is adjacent to, Q is adjacent to 5 but not to 3 and 7, and Q cannot be here, then what is the only possibility for this Q? Q must be to the immediate left of P, isn't it? And at the same time, this Q is adjacent to whom? 3 and 7, out of which P is not 3 is already given. And as P is not 3 and this person is 7 and W is 3. Done with this? Then coming to this one. Now this Q is an immediate neighbor of 3 and 7. Now Q cannot be at this place, and Q cannot be a 10-year-old boy because 9 and 8 are adjacent. And next one, Q cannot be a 5-year-old boy because 9 is adjacent to this one. Next one, Q must be here. If Q is here, this person P cannot be 3-year-old, and this is 7 and this must be 3. And Q is an immediate neighbor of both 3 and 7. There is a difference of 2 years between V and S. Difference of V and S, there is a difference of 2 years. And as of now, V and S, there are two different. There is a difference of 2 years between V and S, and U is one of the immediate neighbors of S. As U is one of the immediate neighbors of S, tell me, now U and S must be adjacent to each other. As U and S are adjacent to each other, then where should this U and S? That means U and S must be adjacent to each other. Then now U and S, if you take U can be 5-year-old, then S will be 8-year-old. U and S can be either 5 or 8. If U is 5 and S will be 8, or if U is 8, S will be 5, isn't it? Now between these two, the previous information, what is the difference here? And between V and S, there must be exactly 2 years. And between V and S, there must be exactly 2 years. Then what are the things left over here? 4 is left over, 3, 4, 5, 6 is left over, isn't it? Hence, anything else left over here? 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5 is there, 6 and 7 is already there, 8, 9 and 10, isn't it? Hence, what are the ages here from 3 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 10, out of which 3 already there. Next one, 4 is not there, and 5 we have already taken, and 6 it is not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we are already done. Now we are left with only 4 and 6. Now between 4 and 6, now the age of U and S and V and S. V and S must be 2 years. Now if S is 5, this S can be either 5 or 8. If S is 5, U will be 8. If S is 5 and U is 8, and if S is 5 and the age of V must be either 3 or 7, which is not possible because the difference between these two is only 2 years. Hence S cannot be 5. As S cannot be 5, then U cannot be 8, isn't it? Then what is the age of this one? S will be 5 and this person is S and U is 8. Now the difference between V and S is 2 years, isn't it? Now the difference between these two persons will be how much? The difference between these two, this is 5 years. If this is 5 years, and this person must be what? S will be, S is 8-year-old and S is 8-year-old. Sorry, S is 8-year-old and U is 5-year-old. As S is 8-year-old and U is 5-year-old, and where should this S be? S must be adjacent to this V. S is here and U is 5-year-old, isn't it? Now the difference between S and V is how much? 2-year-old. S and V is 2-year-old, and among the remaining 4 and 6, if S is 8 and V must be 6, if V is 6, Q must be 4. And if Q is 4, then who is the person left over? T is the person left over, and T is 10-year-old. Done with this? Then coming back to the second one. Now in the second case, what happens here? This U and S are adjacent to each other. As U and S are adjacent to each other, U and S, where can we find this U and S? U and S, P, Q, where all region R and this. S cannot be here, U and S cannot be in these two places, isn't it? Hence U and S must be these two persons only. U and S must be either 3 or 8. As U and, sorry, this is already 3 it seems, isn't it? And U and S, can you find out 2 adjacent places for U and S? There is no 2 adjacent places. Hence, what happened to this one? The second case is completely ruled out. Finally, we are left with only one case. Then question number 27. Who among the given persons is the eldest? Yes, tell me who is the eldest here? Eldest is 10-year-old, that is T, choice 1. Then question number 27 and 28. 4 of the following 5. Now this 4 of the following 5, that is nothing but an odd man out. U is 4-year-old, U 4-year-old, that means U is opposite to a 4-year-old boy, and S is 3-year-old, S is opposite to 3-year-old, and P and 9. P is opposite to 9-year-old, and T and 6, and T is opposite to 6-year-old, and V and 8. V and 8, V is opposite to 8-year-old is false. V is opposite to whom? V is opposite to a 10-year-old. And so what is your answer here? Choice 5. Question number 28, it is choice 5. Then 29. Which of the following statements is true as per the given information? Which of the following is true as per the given information? Q is 4-year-old. Q is 4-year-old, definitely true or not? Yes, choice 1 is the answer. Now question number 29, it is choice 2. Choice 1. Then question number 30. Now in this 30, who sits exactly between P and the youngest person? Exactly between P and the youngest person, P is P, and the youngest person is 3-year-old, that is W. Now who is the person between P and W? Q. Q, and his age is 4-year-old. Q, the 4-year-old boy, that is choice 5. Question number 30, choice 5. Then 31st. Who among the following is 7-year-old? Yes, tell me who is 7-year-old here? P, and it is given in choice 2. Question number 31, choice 2 is the answer. Then 32, and which of the following represents V's age in years? And V is 6-year-old, that is choice 2. Done with this? Now this is about question numbers 27 to 32. Let's write down this arrangement, then let us discuss about 33 onwards. Now question numbers 33 onwards, it is based on coding and decoding. Now in this coding and decoding, likely to raise fees and school fees not paid and so on are the statements given. Now, then compare. Now let us start comparing these two in order to find out the codes for these words. Now if you compare the first and the second statements, what is the word which is common here? Likely to raise fees, statement 1, and the school fees not paid. And fees is the only word which is common between these two. As fees is the word which is common between these two, what is code? Which code is common here? ZA is common. And the code to the word fees is ZA, isn't it? Then likely to raise and likely to raise. What is the word which is common here? Rise is the word which is common. As rise is the word which is common. And what is the code common between these two? LB, JR, BM, and BM is common. And the code to the word rise is BM. And coming to the first one and the fourth one. Now likely and to. Likely and to are the words which are common here, but whereas and in the remaining statements nothing has been common between these two. And so what is the code for this likely and to? Likely and to. And what are the codes for likely and to? LB, JR in any order. LB and JR in any order. Done with this? Then compare the second and the third. If you compare these two, school not paid, and school is the word which is common between these two. As school is the word which is common between these two, then what is the code which is common here? WO. And the code to the word school is WO. School, WO. Next one, not and paid. Not is the word which is common between these two. As not is the word which is common between these two, what is the code here? DH and PS. And DH is common. And the code to the word not is DH. And here the code to the word not is DH. Isn't it? As code is not is DH. Then what is left over here? Then paid is the word which is left over in code in condition number 2. And what is the code to this word paid? Paid is PS. Here also paid is PS. And standard of. Standard is the word which is common between these two. As standard is the word which is common, then what is the code common between these two? And NE. And standard is NE. As standard is NE and NE. Then what is the word common here? Left over of, and the code left over is XF. Of is XF. Of is XF. And the next one, level and reached are left over here. Isn't it? Is there any word repeated here? No. Hence level and raised. For these two, we cannot able to identify the individual codes, and the codes for these two could be SG or KT in any order. Done with this? Then question number 33. And in the given code language, what does the code KT stands for? Now this KT stands for either level or reached. Level or reached, that is choice 5. Then question number 34. And in the given code language, if to school is coded as, if to and school is coded as, now if two school is coded as W and if W and LB. W, O and LB. Now question number 34. If two school is coded as, isn't it? Now it is not if two school, now two school is coded as, two and school. If two and school is coded as W, O and LB. And W and LB, out of which 2 is code for what? LB. Hence this is LB. If this is LB, what is the code for this school? School is W. Then what is the question here? Then what will be the code for likely paid? And likely, what is the code for likely here? If the code for 2 is LB, likely will be JR. And what is the code for this paid? Paid is PS. Hence JR, PS, PS, JR, choice 3. Question number 34, choice 3. Then 35. And what will be the code for standard? And yes, what is the code to this word standard here? NE, choice 1. Then question number 36, what is the code for rise? Yes, tell me what is the code for this rise is here? Rise is BM, BM, that is choice 4. Then 37, what will be the possible code for receipt of fees? Receipt of fees. Of is XF. And what is the code for this fees? Fees is ZA. Now the receipt. Is there any word receipt here? Receipt is nowhere given. And XFZA, XFZA can be choice 1, XFZA cannot be here, XFZA can be choice 3, XFZA can be choice 4, isn't it? Now among this. Now choice 1, if you observe here, XFZA is there, NE. Now tell me whether NE can be the code for receipt. NE can be the code for receipt or not? No. Why? Because NE is the code for standard, hence it cannot be the code for receipt, hence choice 1 is ruled out. Then can DH be the code for receipt? Now DH is the code for what? DH is the code for not, hence it cannot be the code for receipt, hence choice 2 is also ruled out. Then tell me whether SG can be the code for receipt or not. SG. Now check out whether any SG. SG is the code for either level or reached, but as it cannot be the code for receipt, choice 3 is also ruled out. Then in choice 4, XFZA AL. Now AL, is there any code to this AL? No, hence it can be the code, and that is a very basic reason why the question is about possible code but not a definite code. We are not 100% sure whether this AL is a code for receipt or not, but where there is a chance for this one. Then choice 4 is the answer. Question number 37, choice 4. Then 38 onwards. Now 38 onwards, these questions are based on syllogisms. Now in this 38, some keys are locks. How many keys are locks? Only some of the keys are locks. Some keys are locks. All these keys are what? All keys are closed. Some keys are locks. All keys are closed. Next one, no clue is an answer. No clue is an answer. No intersection between clue and an answer. Then what is the first one here? No lock is an answer. No lock is an answer is definitely true, isn't it? And some locks are closed. Some locks are closed is also true. Now between these two conclusions, the first conclusion is what? Is a negative conclusion. As a negative conclusion is true, now in order to make this one false, now we should prove its complementary pair. What is a complementary pair to this? No lock is an answer, some locks are answer. Answer cannot be intersected with clue. Now tell me whether this answer can be intersected with lock or not. If I draw my answer like this, then what happens here? Some keys are locks and all keys are closed, and no clue is an answer, that is also true. All the statements are valid. At the same time, I have proven a case wherein some locks are answers is true, as some locks are answers is true, and no lock is an answer will be false. Alternate diagram proven, previous conclusion will be false. Then what is your answer here? Only conclusion 2. Only conclusion 2, choice 4 is the answer. Now question number 38, choice 4. And 39, all paints are brushes. What are all these? All these paints are what? All paints are brushes. All paints are brushes. No brush is a color. All paints are brushes and no brush is a color. All colors are shades. All these colors are what? All colors are shades. And some paints are colors is false. And no shade is a paint. No shade is a paint is definitely true. Now in order to make this one false, no shade is a paint, now we should prove some shades are paint. Now tell me whether I can draw some shades are paints or not. Rather than drawing my shade like this, and tell me whether I can draw my shade like this or not. Now check out whether the statements are valid or not. Isn't it? Now I am drawing my shade like this. Now first statement, all paints are brushes is true. No brush is a color. No brush is a color. Now that is also true. And all colors are shades, that is also true. Isn't it? All the three statements are valid. At the same time, I have proven a case wherein no shades or paint is false, because I have proven some shades are paint. If some shades or paints is true, no shade is a paint will be false. Alternate diagram proven, previous conclusion will be false. After making the previous conclusion, then tell me what happened to the first one. Now the first one is what? First one, some paints are colors. Is it true now? Now also it is false. Hence neither one not two. Neither one not two, choice 4. Done with this? Question number 39, it is choice 4. Then 40. Now question number 40. Some keys are clues. Some of the keys are locks. Sorry. Some keys are locks. These are keys and these are locks. And all keys are clues. All these keys are what? All keys are clues. And no clue is what? No clue is an answer. Now this is a basic diagram. No key is an answer, definitely true as of now. All answers are is a possibility, we can work out afterwards. Now the first conclusion, a definite conclusion, negative conclusion is true. In order to make this one false, now we should prove its complementary pair, some keys are answers. Tell me whether I can draw some keys as answers. In order to make this conclusion false, my answer should be like this. Tell me whether I can draw like this or not. If I draw like this, then what happens here? No clue is answer will be false. Statement invalid. Statement invalid means alternate diagram cannot be drawn. That means previous conclusion will be true forever. Done with this? And if you are trying to prove its complementary pair, it is not possible because one of the statement will get invalid. Then finally, all answers are locked is a possibility. All answers are locked is possible or not? Answer is here. In order to make this possible, now tell me whether I can bring my answer like this or not. Yes. And so what is your answer here? Both the conclusions follow. Both the conclusions follow, it is choice 2. Hence question number 40, choice 2. Done with this? Now this is about paper number 20586, question numbers 1 to 40. Anything else left over in this paper? Number series is there? Question numbers, number series 51 to 55. Now question numbers 51 to 55. As question number 51, any answer to this one? 0.5, 1.5, 1.5 and 5, 5 and 18, 18 and 76. Again, if you observe here, the choices are in the are 400, 200, 200, 300 and so on. Hence, the numbers are increasing at a very smaller, very faster rate, 0.5 and this is 1.5. As the numbers are increasing at a very faster rate, hence it must be under what? Multiplication or combination. But whereas multiplication is not possible because 5 and 18. Hence, it must be under combination. Then in the case of combination, we should always check out at the highest pair. Then what is the relation between these 18 into 4? 36, 36, 72 plus 4, 76. Now 5 and 18, 5 into 3, 15 plus 3, 18. And next one into 2, 1.5 into 2 is 3 plus 2 is 5. And here into 1, 1.5 into 1 is 0.5 plus 1 is 1.5. Into 1 plus 1, into 2 plus 2, into 3 plus 3, into 4 plus 4, next one into 5 plus 5. What is into 5 plus 5? 76 into 5 plus 5. 76 into 5 is how much? 385. 380 plus 5, 385. And it is given in choice 4. What is the relation here? Into 1 plus 1, into 2 plus 2, into 3 plus 3, into 4 plus 4 and into 5 plus 5. Then question number 52. Now in this 52, if you observe here, the numbers are increasing at a very smaller rate. Hence here this will be based on what? This will be based on difference. Now 286, 295 and 267. And what is the next here? 330. Then find out the difference between these numbers. Tell me the difference. 288 and 286, the difference is how much? Minus 2. And 86 and 95, how much is added here? 86 and 95 plus 9. Next one, 295 and 267. What is the difference between these two? 67 and 96, 28. Plus or minus? Minus 28. And the next one, 67 and 32. 67 and 32, this will be 33 plus 32, 65. And this is plus 60. As what are these numbers? 2, 9, 28, 65. Now this 2 can be written as 1 cube plus 1, 9 can be written as 2 cube plus 1, and 28 can be written as 3 cube plus 1, 65 can be written as 4 cube plus 1. Next one, 5 cube plus 1. What is 5 cube plus 1? 125 plus 1, 126. Now here it must be 126. Now 332 minus 126. As what is the answer here? The last digit must be 6. 12 minus 6. As among the given choices, only choice 5 is having the last digit as 6. Hence 52, choice 5. Done? Question number 52, choice 5. Then question number 53, third option. As why is third option here 53? No, 63 that one. Now the numbers are in the decreasing order. Whenever the numbers are in the decreasing order, always start in the reverse order. 3, 7, 15, 31 and 63, isn't it? Then how to relate this one? 31 into 2, 62 plus 1 is 63, and 15 into 2, 30 plus 1 is 31, 7 into 2, 14 plus 1, 15, and next 3 into 2, 6 plus 1, 7. And what else is left over here? X into 2 plus 1 must be 3, and so what should be the number here? 1 into 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 into 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Then what is the missing number here? 3 is the missing number. And next number, that is choice 3. 53, choice 3. Then 54. Now question number 54, 13, 7, 8, 13.5. 13, 7, 8, 13.5, isn't it? Next one 29. Then what should be the next number? Now 13 and 7. How to relate these to 13 and 7? 13 into 0.5 is 6.5 plus 0.5, 7. Next one. And 7 into 1 plus 1, 8. 8 into 1.5, 12 plus how much? 12 plus 1.5, 13.5. 13.5 to 27 plus 2, 29. Next one, 29 into 2.5 plus 2.5. As tell me 29 into 2.5 is how much? As 29 into 2.5, 58. 58 plus how much? 14. 58 plus 14, 72.5 plus 2.5 will be 75. 75 is given in choice 2. 75. Then what about question number 55? Now in this 55, 65, 72, 65, as any answer to this one? 72, 86, 114, blank followed by 282. Now in this one, 65 and 72, the difference between these two is 7, and 72 and 86, here the difference is 14, 7, 14, and the next difference is how much? 86 and 14 plus 14, 28. 7, 14, 28. 7 into 1 isn't 7 into 2, 14, 14 into 2, 28, 28 into 2 is how much? 56. Now 114 plus 56, 56 plus 14, 170. And so what is the next number here? 56 plus, so how much should be added here? 112, that is 280. And the missing number is 170, that is choice 4. Done with this? Now this is about paper number 20586, question numbers 1 to 40 and 51 to 55. Yes, any doubts in this paper? Chappan inka any doubts unnaya? Yes.